Alright gang, what's up? This is Unprofessional Professional. I'm back with another video. Alright, so this on Project Rudolph. See it peeking out there. But now we're gonna start working on the audio system in here. So this is what we got. I took the panel off, right? You know, these panels, most of these has that den and a half opening, but I got this double den Android Play, Apple Play receiver here. Came out of another car, something I had around the house. So what I'm gonna do is find a way to put this on here, fabricate, so that'll look clean once I line that up. And I'm gonna find something. I got some plastic, ABS plastic, that I'm gonna try to mold in them two openings so you can't see through there. But that'll be a clean look for the radio. So let me see what we got to get this working. I'll be back. All right, so I found this trim ring. It's for a single den radio for this, but since I'm not using the kit for a single den, I'm gonna cut this down to see if I can fabricate that in. I'm gonna use I think I'm gonna use a little cut-off wheel to cut this off and measure it to fit in that opening. Let's see what we got. All right, gang, I cut this one half off, and what I'm gonna do is this end look a little straighter. I'm gonna measure this to fit in that opening on both sides. So, sorry for the shaking, y'all. I'm gonna measure about right. Yeah, I'm doing this with my left hand right there. That little mark there, I'm gonna cut that off. All right, so I got this piece cut down, set it right there. But the thing is, I need to know, is it gonna be wide enough or that's too wide? That's just one side. Let me play with it for a minute and see what we got. All right, so now I cut these down the size. If you look here, there's one piece on this side, covering up that little spot over there. Gotta find a way to secure it down. Don't want to use no glue. I really want to use some screws or something. Now that's the other side. Got that piece in there. All right, I don't know if you can see that, the shadow in the way. Put that side on that side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find some black screws to screw through there and do both sides, and then come on the other side and screw it in so it'll look clean. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, gang, so you see I got the pieces screwed in. I just got one screw on each side. That's the other one side, and this is the other side. So let me turn it around. You can see a little better. That's the other side. But when you flip it over, I'm trying to show y'all without moving it too much. This is how it's gonna sit in there, flush. That look good, like it looks professional. I might get some different kind of screws on each side. You see, they're a little kind of rusted a little bit, but really it's flush. Everything sits flush. I haven't seen a C10 with a double den CD player in it. So, hey, we may be 1 of 1, but this is part 1. You know, just the first part of putting the stereo in. We got a lot to show you. I got a custom console put in here, but you know, I'm going back to my days when I used to hook up stereos. I had a little shop doing all that, but you know, that's been over 20 plus years ago. But I think that looks good though. But I just wanted to show y'all this. It's just first thing with the console. Tell me what y'all think. All right, gang, this starting over a rough draft for how it's gonna look in here. Never mind all the stuff hanging down and stuff, and gotta clean everything up. It's just a rough draft, but it's in there. It's gonna be a little different because I think I'm gonna get something else to anchor it in there, but I got it in there. All right, gang, so I got the radio, and let me cut this down. Put in Project Rudolph. It did turn out pretty good. I like that look, like the flush little look there. Like, look at this dash though. We're gonna address that in our next video, but it does have Android CarPlay and all that. But just want y'all to see I got it in. I did put some speakers up here. I'll put that in another video too, but it's in, baby. What up, gang? It's the unprofessional professional. I'm back with another Project Rudolph video. So check this out. I don't know if y'all have this in your state, but you see how this pollen, man, this pollen been falling early this year. It's a little greenish yellow residue that's all over everything. It falls for about 2 to 3 weeks. So ain't no use of washing your car, none of that. It's a spring thing. It's about time for the bees to come out. But boom. So this is what we're gonna be doing today, right? Project Rudolph in effect. So this is the old console. I already took that out. But I went and got this console. So this, and they got the cup holders. It's a nice little thing. I'm able to put some speakers here, and I'm gonna mock it up in the truck so you can see that. But cup holders, everything. It got a little armrest, and I mean, look at this old one compared to this. I'm gonna put it, and I'm gonna see. This comes out of a Jimmy, like I think like a 94 to a 98 Jimmy. I went to pull apart and got it. Also, we got a dash cover to put over it. So look in the truck. Looking in the truck, look at this dash. You know, we can't have that. So I'm gonna do like a two-tone effect in the truck with black and gray. I know it looks, see, I'm gonna dye all this too. It's gonna take a little time, but you'll see it in the videos. But I'm gonna sit the overlay over this now and mock it up. One thing that I have, I think this is gonna be an issue, how this is sticking up like this, where it's cracked. I might have to break that on off or cut it off. So let me get it set up here. It's hot in this truck. And see all that pollen. This is crazy. But let me just set it up here and see what we got. All right, boom. So I got the overlay just sitting up here, and this is an issue. See how that's sticking up? I'm gonna have to break that. So I'm thinking I was wondering, should I dye this gray or leave it black? I kind of like the black look because the bottom down here is black, but hey, I think that's gonna be a better look. It's not on good on that side, but you glue it on with, it comes with a silicone that you glue it on with. But yeah, that looks much better. Let me take this off and take a look at that. I mean, man, that's bad. But let me get something to break this off. I think I'm just gonna break it off probably about right here, try to anyway, and see. And I don't know what I can use to break it off. I'm gonna try with like a knife or something, but I just need this to be a smooth, uniform finish. But let me see what we got. All right, so I just got a knife and broke that off. I mean, I know that looked bad in there, but I mean, it's already cracked. I'm gonna get a vacuum and kind of vacuum it out a little bit. We're gonna have a detailed video on this, but let's sit the panel back down and see how it fits on there now. Alright, so if you look, I'm still not really satisfied with how it's sitting on here. Man, I'm sorry for moving the camera around so much, but it seems like it's more so just this steel up under here. I'm just gonna break it off a little bit more and sit it back up there. All right, guys, so that's a very much better fit. Once I glue it down though, it'll be a little bit more uniform on both sides. See how that has to go on. But I think I would glue it down more at night. It's kind of warm out right now, but and I'm still deciding, should I leave that black or should I leave it, well, paint it the silver color. You'll see more on that on this console, because I'm gonna dye that console. But I'm pretty much pleased with the results on that. You have to bear with me. Once I get that down and all that, it'll look much better, and get all this painted and stuff. So we still in the first stages. Might got a steering wheel and all that. So just bear with me, gang. But we're gonna keep them coming. I know I've been kind of absent because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, and this tax season having me going crazy with selling these cars. But I just wanted to play around with that. I'm gonna give you a little bit more about the other stuff, but bear with me. So let's check this out. I'm gonna mop this up in here, and we're gonna see where we're gonna put the tweeters, because I got a set of tweeters and I got a little mid base that's gonna go in the console. So I'm gonna get this in the car and I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna have it at. All right, so this is the mock up here. I got it sitting in here. It's gonna sit like this. Like I said, we're gonna dye that and all that. I'm gonna show you the process of cleaning this off and all that. But what I wanna do is put a mid base here and also a tweeter here. So we're gonna mark where that's gonna go. One thing is, I don't want to be able to hit the speaker in here, so I just want to make sure it's a good fit for that. This is probably where the position of the seat will be. I know we're gonna bring the tweeter up kind of high, so I put the tweeter right there. So let me just put a mark here for where I'm gonna put the clear. I'll just say about right. And these are flush mount, so I would say about right here on both sides. Now the little mid bass, which they will be on the amp, so I just say this would be about like this. You know, I'm the unprofessional professional, so I ain't measuring much. I'm just trying to make sure that won't hit anything over in there. I might have to come over just a little bit, about right there. So let's come over just a little bit with this dot. We're gonna come over about right here. Now the mid bass, I think I want it set by right there. So we need to come over in here, and that's gonna be a challenge because it's not much room. I can prang it up just a little bit. Like if you look down in there, that was the original mount. And it's crazy because it can mount right back where it was, kind of right there, and boom, it's right there flush exactly where the factory mount was. So that would work directly. GMC, I tell you, y'all mac things up. But I see one hole. I don't know, it may not work. Well, yeah, so that's the other hole there. We can make that kind of work. But trying to think where I'm gonna put this mid base. I would say about right, that right there, about right there. And shit, so let me sit it back up. Yeah, come up just a little bit, about right there. All right, so let's take it out and we're gonna measure it up, and you're gonna cut the hole first before we do anything. All right, so gang, I thought it was recording the whole time. It wasn't. So what I'm doing is I cut the hole out already with this 1.5 inch unit. It won't fit in there like I want it to, but I'm just gonna cut around this a little bit with this little X-Acto knife just to clean it up a little bit. So I may have to use a bigger one. I got a set. This here go wifey over there, she scared the heck out of me, but I'm gonna come back with this a little bit and I'll be back. Alright gang, so I shaved it a little bit. Now it should fit down in here like I want it to. So this is one side, so boom, that fits like I want it to. I'll center this up once I put it in. I'm gonna take it out for now, but I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna do one whole side and then move to the other side. So I'm gonna take this out now and I'm gonna work on the mid-bass speaker. Alright gang, so now we're gonna trace out where the mid-bass will be. Let me get my little marker. Okay, so now I'm gonna trace out where the mid-bass will be. Like I said, I made this little template that goes around the speaker like this, so I know it'll fit in there. These were some used speakers that I had, so I'm just gonna, you know, it's a budget little bill. I'm gonna try to use what I already have. But I'm gonna trace this out. And try, when I use a jigsaw, go around this line here. But I do need to make a hole first. I'm gonna use this since I got it here to make a hole. Just gonna come about right at the edge there. And make my starter hole. Oh Lord. Alright, so we got that on. Now we're gonna use the jigsaw to go around. Yeah, I know I was kind of bad right there, but and it seized back up in there because it's melted the plastic. But let me get something to pop this out and I'll be back. Alright, so I got the plastic piece cut out. I'm gonna clean these little markings up from where it melted around there. And go all the way around and just clean up all this. And it's the unprofessional, professional way. I know y'all got a different way, but we gonna get her done. We gonna get her done. Y'all tell me what I did wrong, what I should have done, so this plastic wouldn't melt back on there when I cut it off. Alright, let's see if it'll sit down in there now. Boom. So we got the mid-range in, and we got the scar tweeter in on this side. Sit it down in there so y'all can kind of see how it's gonna look. Like I say, we're gonna dye it, so that's a pretty good fit. But now we gotta do the same thing on the other side. Alright gang, so I got the hole cut out on both sides. I measured it and make sure that it'll fit back in there, so that shouldn't be an issue. Got the tweeter where it'll fit also. I'm gonna clean this up. So this is the game plan on this. So it breaks down in two pieces. So we got the outer piece. Now I'm gonna paint this black. I'm gonna dye it back black, and this I'm gonna dye gray. Now this I got some like some suede that I'm gonna put around this, but I'm just gonna paint it black for now. But we gotta clean it. So my base knob is gonna go here. So we're gonna take all this out. So it's two pieces. I'm gonna show you the cleaning process. Alright, so what we got here is some paint thinner. So we're gonna use this paint thinner to clean this up. I'm gonna take this on out too. But I'm gonna have to tape that up because I don't want to really get that one, all that paint that's in the little suede part in there. So basically just gonna get the paint thinner and just clean everything up. I mean, the unprofessional professional way. If you got some brake cleaner, you can use that also. But basically you just want to get all the oils and all that off before you paint it, so it can adhere to the plastic. And what we're using is some dye, which I'm gonna show you that as well. We're not using spray paint. We're gonna use actual dye, and it's fabric and plastic vinyl dye. So we can get all this cleaned up, and we're gonna dye it. I'm gonna show you that process as well. But this has a little overlay in it as well. Get some more paint thinner. Now they do have some paint promoter to kind of adhere, but with dye it don't work well, so don't use that. Any kind of plastic pieces like this, go ahead and use just a cleaner. Alcohol will work also, but you just want to make sure it's clean. Now this stuff dries real fast, so we can kind of go with it right away. So got this in here right away now. I think that's good on that. Like I said, this is the unprofessional professional way. You know, everybody got their own way, but hey, you do as you do. But this will be the black piece. Sit that back in there. I think I'm gonna get something to tape that up. Probably not. And since it's gonna be black, it'll be all right. But I think that's clean enough right there. Gonna work on this other piece here. You gotta think this armrest for years, people been putting oil and all that on it. So make sure this is clean as possible. And one thing about the dye, which is different from paint, it kind of try to keep your hands off the spots that you already done. It kind of adheres anyway, because it gets down in the actual plastic. and you'll see. I'm gonna show you the brand I use. You can find it at your local AutoZone. Sometimes you have to order your particular color, but basically we just want to get all the oil, and I should be using gloves, but like y'all know, I ain't doing none of that. Like my boy Vice Grip. If anybody have time, check out Vice Grip Garage. He's like big time in the YouTube game, but I love his videos. And I mean, he's grown tremendously over the last couple of years. But I love his videos. Like I said, it ain't gotta be perfect, but it gotta be better than what it was. Like I said, I'm not a custom shop. I just do stuff in my spare time and try to make things happen. And this thing has a little lock on it, so I want to make sure to paint that as well. Alright, so I got this pretty much cleaned off. I'm gonna get back with y'all when I get everything prepped up for the paint. Alright, so we finna start the dyeing process. What you want to do is make sure your paint is shook up well. We'll start with like light coats. You know, you ain't gonna get it everything the first little, like a little guide coat almost now first. And we'll slowly fill everything in. Uh-oh. I hope that didn't damage my tip. Still again. But yeah, you just lightly put it on. But make sure everything's uniform. Make sure everything's painted. And this a flat paint too. Try to stay away from them gloss paints, because the gloss paint is, and this is not paint, like I'm just keep saying this is dye. Oh, and I forgot to show you the brand. Dual color vinyl and fabric dye. You can get it at your local part store usually, but now we can get a little detailed with it. Try to stay awake, not so close up to it. And remember, we got that little plastic, that rubber piece that goes down in there, so alright, so we got this piece covered pretty good. And like I was saying, the number one thing to it is the prep. I did a lot of it off camera, So don't think that that was all I did when I showed, but make sure that it's prepped right, y'all, and so it can heat right. Watch the wind. So the wind is kind of blowing a little bit now. I think that's gonna do it for this one. Looks like it's thoroughly coated. Where it was gray is black. Let's move on to the next piece. So I took that part of a loose right there. I didn't want to get no overspray on the bottom and all that. So just even strokes. That's what I want to learn how to do, y'all. I want to learn how to paint a car. That's on my bucket list. One day I'm gonna learn. I know it's people who got classes on that, and it seemed easy, but I'm pretty sure it's a tedious process with painting a car. And I know, like this, it's the prep part, is the number one part to it. Okay, looks real even. I think we're good on that. We're gonna move to the gray parts now. Okay, so we're gonna move to the gray now, and this is charcoal gray, same color as the interior on the truck, but make sure you shake it up well. Like I said, just apply light coats first, and remember, this overlay that lays over here, it you don't have to paint all in here because it's gonna be that overlay that lays over. So we're gonna try to conserve the paint for something else, but we just want to paint what needs to be painted. You see how I did that a little too? I got too close. Like I said, just, you know, at a time, a little bit at a time. You ain't gotta do all of it at once. Just you can tell when your paint ain't mixed well because it'll start coming out a different color, like a lighter color. It means you need to just shake it up a little better. Stay off of it as much as you can. The closer you are to it, the easier it is for a run to show up. Even though that part is gonna be covered up. I forgot about that. That's all to it, y'all. Everything seems to be colored uniform. And just don't waste your paint, y'all. If you feel like it's painted, don't just keep painting over it, because you're just putting coats on and it'll flake off. Like I said, this is dye, it's not paint. Alright, so we're gonna put this up in the inside, because like I said, this pollen is crazy. Pollen is crazy out here. But I think we good, y'all. Alright, I should put it all back together.